In the early 1970s, British children's television was entering its strangest, most experimental phase. Gone were the safe, starchy dramas of the 1950s and 60s. In their place came a wave of shows that blurred the line between children's entertainment and adult fantasy. Shows such as Children of the Stones, Time Slip, The Owl Service, Penda's Fen, and at the very heart of this movement was Ace of Wands. Broadcast on ITV between 1970 and 1972, Ace of Wands was like nothing children had seen before. It told the adventures of Tarot, a stage magician with genuine psychic powers, played by Michael Mackenzie. Unlike most TV heroes of the time, Tarot was young, stylish and deeply mysterious. He wasn't a teacher or a father figure. He was more like a rock star detective, swooping in to confront villains with supernatural schemes. Each story unfolded over multiple episodes, creating a sense of slow burn suspense. Tarot would be drawn into cases involving telepathy, hypnotism, haunted houses, and even time travel. He was aided by a revolving cast of companions, including Sam, a reformed petty thief with a streetwise charm, and Luli, a glamorous stage assistant whose presence gave the show a slightly psychedelic edge. Together they faced off against villains who were more like nightmare figures than pantomime baddies. What made Ace of Wands stand out was its embrace of the uncanny. The show leaned heavily into the late 60s fascination with mysticism, the occult and altered states of consciousness. It was in many ways a children's series that felt designed by the counterculture. The look of Ace of Wands was equally striking. Tarot cut a memorable figure in his flamboyant capes and flowing scarves. Episodes were often filmed in moody, atmospheric settings with inventive camera tricks that heightened the sense of magic. Then there was the music. The opening theme, Tarot, written by Andy Bown and performed by Kaleidoscope. Its soaring vocals and heavy organ riffs gave the series a trippy, otherworldly feel, perfectly in tune with the era. When it first aired, Ace of Wands was divisive. Some parents worried it was too frightening or too strange, but children were captivated. For young viewers growing up in a Britain marked by power cuts, strikes and social upheaval, Tarot felt like the hero of a new kind of television. He wasn't reassuring, he was enigmatic, glamorous and a little dangerous. In a sense, the show reflected the mood of early 70s Britain. Uncertain, mystical, searching for meaning, it gave kids a glimpse of a world beyond the classroom and the playground, a world of magic and possibility. Sadly, much of Ace of Wands has vanished. Like so many TV shows of the time, the tapes were wiped or lost. Out of the 46 episodes produced, only the final series, 13 episodes in total, survive in the archives. The rest exist only in scripts, photographs and fading memories. The loss has turned the show into a kind of legend. Fans who saw it as children recall eerie details, Tarot's piercing stare, the unsettling villains, the feeling that something dangerous was always just around the corner. But for anyone discovering it today, only fragments remain. Despite its disappearance, Ace of Wands left its mark. It paved the way for darker, more ambitious children's dramas later in the decade. Shows like Children of the Stones and Raven carried on its tradition of mixing folklore, the occult and psychological tension. For those who remember it, Ace of Wands is not just another piece of nostalgia. It's a symbol of a brief golden age when children's television dared to be strange, challenging and genuinely magical. So today, Ace of Wands is half remembered, half mythical, a series that exists somewhere between the real and the lost. Like its central character Tarot, it remains a mystery, stylish, haunting and impossible to pin down. For a generation of viewers, Ace of Wands wasn't just TV, it was a portal to the uncanny, the supernatural and the strange possibilities of the 1970s imagination. So thanks very much for listening. I hope you've enjoyed that. Look back at Ace of Wands. Let me know if you remember it in the comments. And I'll be back next week or whenever I'm back with something else. Bye.